if you're an author, you need to find ways to save time and effort because writing a book takes a lot of time. So if you're smart about how you're going to multitask certain things throughout your day, you're going to be effective and you're going to save yourself time, effort, and stress. So you want to be very mindful of how you're multitasking, when you're multitasking, and what you are multitasking. So as an author, I want you to pick 3 things that you can multitask. Just 3. We're not doing everything. We're not doing just one thing. We're picking 3 things that you can do throughout the course of your normal day. Just look around at what you already do and figure out where you can multitask. One thing that I like to do is as I am exporting my videos that I'm using for social media, while I'm waiting for that video to export, which can take, 30 seconds to a couple of minutes to even longer if it's a longer video, I cannot do things on my computer because I have to wait for it to export so nothing glitches or it doesn't get overheated. So what can I do? I get on social media and I answer questions or I look for ideas on content that I can be creating. I'm on social media engaging in some way that's going to benefit my marketing. If I am in line at the grocery store, I'm just standing in line. So what am I doing? I'm getting on social and I'm answering those questions. That's a really easy way for me to multitask. Now, I can also answer emails. I can also do other types of paperwork that are digital. If I am at home, I can, while I'm waiting for a video to export, I can go start dinner, right? Or I can take my dogs out for their quick trip outside to the yard. I can multitask where I am waiting on things. So I'm looking in my author life for things that are just me wasting time. Where am I wasting time waiting for something to happen? Am I waiting for people to respond? Am I waiting for something to load? Am I waiting for something to export? Am I waiting for something to power up? Where can I look inside of my life to multitask? If I'm cooking dinner, and I don't have to do something, I just have to stir the pasta every once in a while, what else can I be doing? Can I clean some of those dishes? I'm looking for ways to multitask, and some of it's work related and some of it's just life related. So in your life, I am encouraging you to look your day to day over and look at where you're just wasting gaps of time. And again, that could be the way that you're getting yourself ready in the morning. I love to multitask when I'm getting ready in the morning. So I'll be doing my makeup and listening to an educational podcast or YouTube video to learn a new task, or sometimes just to entertain myself. I love a good episode of Morbid. And I am multitasking while I'm doing my makeup. I don't have to just sit there in my head while I'm doing my makeup. I can multitask. When I am editing graphics together in Photoshop, I don't have to overly think it because I am very, very skilled and very trained at this. So I can do other things while I'm creating my graphic designs or retouching photos or doing things. If I'm writing my novel, obviously I can't multitask that. I have to focus on what I'm doing. That's my dog if you hear it, sorry. If I am writing a novel, I cannot be multitasking. So you're identifying places you cannot multitask and you're identifying places that you can. And then you're picking 3 because you don't have to overwhelm yourself. Just pick 3 things that you can do on a mostly daily basis. It doesn't have to be everyday thing, but things you're going to do multiple times a week, and then make sure you have a plan for how you're multitasking. When you're waiting for a video to export, what will you do? Every single time you're going to check your email. Every single time you're going to go to Instagram and check your inbox. Every single time you're going to go to a video on TikTok and leave a valuable comment for someone. You are going to have a plan and a strategy. So when you're cooking dinner and you're on that pause in between steps of how you're cooking, now what are you going to do? What are you going to do every single time to save yourself time elsewhere? Because listen to this. I tell this story a lot. This is one of my favorite stories. A couple of years ago, I was working in a different space, and I would have to, every time I filmed a video, I would have to stand up, turn on my ring light, walk down the hall, turn off the overhead lights, come back and record. Then I would have to stand back up, turn off the ring light, walk over to the hallway, and turn on my lights. It cost me an hour throughout the course of that time to constantly be doing this. Every single week, I cost myself a full hour just standing up and turning on lights. And so I learned how to rig all of my lights up to one clicker button. So when it was time for me to record, I just had to click the button and there was no longer up and down and all over the place. A full hour of my life every week was spent turning on and off lights, and that's ridiculous. And so by learning how to do that in a different way, I save myself time and effort. By learning how to multitask and do another small task while waiting for something else, I remove that from my plate. So let me just paint this picture for you. If I am waiting for a video to export, and while I'm waiting for that to export, I can answer 2 or 3 emails, I can clear out my inbox so that I don't have to take half an hour to do it later in the day. If I am cooking a meal and I can take that in-between pause to wash the dishes in the sink, I no longer have to spend time to do that later. If I'm staying on top of these little things while I'm multitasking, that is going to save me small amounts of time, and that's going to build up to big amounts of time where I can now spend more time with my puppies, with my friends, with my family, with the people that I care about. I can now go run an extra errand or go get ice cream. I can now have a longer break. I can now have a longer time to write my novel. If you're smart about how you do this and you find just three small ways to multitask and do that over the next couple of weeks, you can start building up by doing more things to multitask to save more time and effort to give you more freedom back or give you more time to write so that you can then make more money. You've got a lot of power in multitasking, and if you're smart about how you do it and have a strategic plan, every time you hit that time, you will know what to do to fill that time so that you have more time later on. Drop your questions on multitasking as an author down below. Let us know how you multitask, and we'll see you in tomorrow's episode.